loves, and welcome back to Life with CheKesha. It is your girl, and today is what? Winedown Wednesday. Happy Winedown Wednesday to you all. Thank you for tuning into another weekly wine dedicated video. So if you want to see what today's wine is all about, keep watching. So before we get into today's video, I want to welcome back all of my subscribers, all of my sipsters, all of my sip fans. Thank you for coming back to watch another video with me. And if this is your first time tuning in, do me a big favor and go ahead and give this video a big old thumbs up. Click that subscribe button and that notification bell. That way you never miss any of my videos. Alright, so today's wine video is going back to one of my favorite type of varietals. Well, not really varietals, but one of my favorite types of wine. And that is red wine. So, yeah, I did a couple of whites and a couple of sweets. And I think I did a couple of rosés. And I decided to go back to my favorite wine type. And so I was going to do one of my favorite varietals, which is a Cabernet Sauvignon, but your girl ain't really been out the house and I've been trying to save my coins. So I decided to pull something that I had out of my wine fridge, which is getting real barren over here, okay? So anyway, so I decided to pull out a specialty wine that I got from my monthly wine membership from Cooper's Hawk Winery. All right, so first of all, let's talk about how beautiful this bottle is. It has a nice, like, textured, I don't know what you want to call this pattern, but it is beautiful. So I'm going to go ahead and get straight into the wine details because, listen, it's been a minute since I had some red, and I've been waiting for this and waiting to drink this. And today is the day that we're going to drink it. So this is a California red wine. So that basically means that the grape that was harvested came from California. It was produced in California. Sometimes, you know, winemakers get their grapes shipped from different places. But for the most part, if it's saying it's a blank state type of wine, that's typically where the grape was grown, harvested, and put together. So the wine description is very true because I did taste this in the tasting, but I have not tasted this since May when I picked it up. So this is a velvety wine with a luscious personality. Veloute is rich with satisfying concentration. It's packed with layers of jam, ripe red fruits, and berry notes. It's fruit forward yet neatly balanced. Veloute delivers all the smoothness its name suggests. So that's normally what I look for when I'm drinking my red wines. I'm looking for something that is smooth and has a balance. I don't want anything that's super acidic and dry, but I don't want anything that's too fruity. So when they use the words like fruit forward, that pretty much means that you're going to taste the fruit, but you're not going to get that sweet, syrupy fruit taste. And just if you're on here, I'm not a wine expert. I'm not certified. I am not anyone's sommelier. I'm all that in my mind, but not in real life, okay? So, you know, whatever type of descriptors that I use to describe it, that's the best way that I can describe whether it's sweet, too sweet, dry, too dry. So, you know, I know there's specific terminologies, but I'm just not that girl. So hang in there with me as I describe. So anyway, so I'm not a wine drinker that likes anything that tastes like just a whole bunch of sugar. I like to be able to taste the flavors. I like to be able to determine the actual varietal or the actual grape. You know, a lot of times you'll get a Sauvignon Blanc and all you taste is the, you know, the cherries or the pepper, like, but you never really get a hint of what that grape is tasting like. So with all that being said, we're going to go ahead and dive right into this. Now, today I'm going to show you two tools that I use. Well, one I'm trying to master using, but I'm getting pretty good with this, so I'm going to go ahead and use it with you all. So as you can see, this is not a twist top today, and this one has a seal on it, as you can see. And a lot of times most wines have that little piece that you can pull to tear that off, but when you get more into more higher end wines, or wines that are more like boutique style, I guess, like, you know, stuff like that, it's not gonna have that little thing. So you gonna be like ripping and taking a knife and taking the edge of your what do you call it, the edge of your corkscrew, daggone nearly about to cut yourself to go ahead and break the seal. So this is a seal cutter. So typically when you get different type of wine opening kits, it's gonna always come with this. And basically you have those two little silver pieces are the cutters, and you're gonna put it on top of the bottle and squeeze it and turn. So you put it on top, squeeze it, because it actually gives you the shape of the wine top, how it's supposed to fit. So let's go ahead and cut this, and then I'm gonna attempt, hopefully in one attempt, to use the traditional corkscrew that if you go to a fancy restaurant, they use these. I'm going to show you what most of us use. Hold on. So this is what most of us use. I call this the butterfly corkscrew. It's because you put it on and you twist it until it goes all the way into the twist, and then you pull it all the way up to pull the cork out. Listen, this is my best friend. I keep one in the kitchen, one in here, and I used to keep one in my car, okay? Because sometimes you go somewhere, or your friends, you'll go out to a picnic, and nobody, they be like, oh my gosh, it's not a twist top. So I always like to keep one of these on deck. But today I'm gonna go with this one. So let's go ahead and get this off first. Okay, hopefully you can see this. So we're gonna go ahead and just place this on top, and you wanna get it in the groove, and then you want to pinch it almost to the point where the two parts are meeting. So let's see if I turn it around this way. So you can see it's open. You want to pinch it until it grips the top. And normally, as long as the cutters aren't dull, if you do like one good turn, it's going to take it off. So typically, I just kind of twist the bottle and keep the force on top of the cutter. So I just twist. So we're going to twist the bottle, and it came right off. Normally, I get it off on one twist, but I had a little extra, but that's how you get it off. And I will leave the link to all of my wine tools in my Amazon storefront in the description box. So now we're going to go with this. So this is your traditional, and this has like some other things to it. Like this is also a cutter in which a professional would actually take this part and go around. It's hard to hold, but you would normally put your finger over top and go around, and it'll cut the seal off as well. But we're going to put that back right there. So we're going to go ahead and open this up. You want to have it just like this. Hold on, let me pull it down. I had to put my camera down so you can see. And so you want to, typically if you ever go to a wine place, they'll like have it up against their thigh or something like this so they can get that force. So you want to push it in, and you want to turn. And it actually turns easy once you get it in, but you want to try to make sure you have it centered. And I got this to the side. So see, it's going down. And then what you want to do is you want this part to lay flush against the bottle. So I'm going to twist it a little bit more. Okay. So once you have it twisted, I think I need to do one more go. Y'all, listen. I'm trying this out. I'm trying it out. I'm trying it out. All right, so once you have it, the little silver piece, move my hand. This should be touching the lip of the bottle top. And then you want to just pull. And sometimes it might slip off if the corkscrew isn't in there correctly. And then you can just twist it a little more. Yay! I did it! I did it! I think a piece of cork fell in here because, as you can see, I didn't get into the center. So let's go ahead and pour our red wine. Okay, yes, I can see two little pieces of the cork that's in here. So we're going to pour it in a big old, I call this my Olivia Pope glass. Now, I actually had the ones that came from Crate and Barrel, but I gave them to, well, my mom broke one, and then I think I just ended up giving her my other one. These ones, I can't remember where I found them, but I think they were so super cute because they had like the white lines. And then I have another one that has the white lines with the polka dots in there. And so this is like, she used to dump her red wines, and I was like, oh, I got to get this. My red wine and my popcorn. So we're going to go ahead and pour this. Hopefully the little pieces of cork will not get in my glass, but if it does, I'm going to pull it out. So we're going to go ahead and pour, and like I always do, I like to tilt. I don't really know if that is a whole thing, but that's what I'm going to do. And we're going to go ahead and just fill it to that bottom line because, baby, it's been a minute. And let's see. Yep, let me get that cork out. It's right on the side of my glass. All right, and the cork falling in there was not because the cork was dry. It was because the way I twisted it. And you can tell I always keep my wines lean to the side because you can see the color of the wine on there. Oh, it smells good. So you always want to store your wine on its side. That way it will help prevent the cork from getting dry. So when you do open it, the cork won't crumble all into your bottle. But again, the only reason mine's crumbled was because I didn't do it right. So we're going to go ahead and see it first. So we're going to look at the wine, look at the color. You know, we're going to look at the meniscus, which the meniscus, you can't really tell from the, because of this type of glass that I have. But the meniscus is that thin, clear line that sets on the side of your wine when you do it like that. This is showing really, really well. So that's going to tell you a couple of things. It'll tell you the age of the grape. So this looks like it's going to have a higher alcohol content, in which most red wines do. But we're going to go ahead and swirl, which is the next S. And this is a big glass, so it's always hard for me to swirl this glass. So I just like to swirl it on my table. And so we're going to look at the tiers of the glass. I don't know if you can see them from the light and with those rings, but it is going down at a moderate pace, not slow, but not fast. So it's probably going to be at least 13%. Let's see. Yep. 13% on the head. And I didn't even look at it beforehand. So just so y'all can see. So that it typically say ALC, but you'll hear people say ABC, ABV, so alcohol, beverage volume, or something like that. You have people say a whole bunch of different ways. We're going to say the alcohol content. We're going to keep it real Gucci. All right, so we did the swirl so we could see the legs of it, and we also swirl it so we can open up the smell so we can get all of those notes that they talk about. It doesn't tell you the specific fruits, but it's telling you that it is ripe red fruit, so it's gonna probably be like strawberries, maybe raspberries and cherries. And it's telling you that it has layers of jam, so it's going to more than likely be your red fruits that are on the sweeter side versus on the tart side. It also says that it is has a nice balance, so it should not be super acidic. Acidic is basically that that twang back there, like, you know, when Martin and Gina, they'd be like, when it hit right there. It shouldn't have a high acidity, but, you know, everyone's level of acidity is different. When I think about acidity, I think about when you drink lemonade. You either have a sweet lemonade where it is just sweet, or you'll have like a homemade lemonade where you get that tart, that twang. Excuse me, I didn't spit. That tart or that twang. So that's how I gauge my acidity. Like when it hit the back of the palate or the back of the tongue, that's when I know whether it's a high acidity, medium, or low. So now that we have we have swirled. Now for our favorite part, sip. So I'm gonna go ahead and, oh, and I didn't smell. Or did I? No, I didn't smell. We didn't smell. I skipped all over that. That comes before the sip. Y'all, that's how excited I am about this red wine, okay? I want to just skip right all over that. So we've opened up the smell, the notes and all of that stuff. So now we're going to smell it. This has a nice smell. Now I've been a little congested, so it's a hard time for me to pick up what I'm smelling, but let me take another smell. I definitely feel like there's notes of cherry in here. And maybe a little bit of raspberry. But we're going to sip it, which is what we've all been waiting for. And we're going to do our 2 different sips. We're going to take it in, just like somebody sipping, and then we're going to do the swishy in the mouth. Just a little bit of acidity, get that little bit of, that little twang, just a little, not a lot. It's like a good, it's like, have y'all ever gotten lemonade from Chick-fil-A? That's the type of acidity that I like. It hits your tongue sweet, but when it get to that back, it's just like, yes, that's some good lemonade right there. This is really good, and I can definitely tell that this is a 13% alcohol content because I can feel the burn as it goes down. And the finish, it has like I feel like it has a long finish. Like I'm still tasting it as I talk, as well as feeling it burn going down. So now we're gonna go ahead and do the professional way. We're gonna swish it in our mouths. Oh my. And what that does too, it helps aerate. And if you don't know what aerate means, and I'll leave a definition somewhere on here, it opens it up. So like a lot of us buy little gadgets to open up our wine and things like that. You can do all of these things within your human form by swirling it. That opens it up. It aerates the wine. Pouring the wine, so when you got your red wine, and when you take it out, pouring it as soon as you get home, let it set and open up for like about 30 minutes. That does it. Put it in your mouth, swishing it around there. Ain't nobody gonna be swishing it in their mouth the whole time they drinking it. So that's why you want to make sure it's nice and aerated before you even get to it. And typically you really want to start aerating your wine once you open it. So if I was to save this, put the top on, or my wine stopper on, and I drink another glass tomorrow, that's when you really 100% want to aerate a red wine. So you want to use whatever little aerators you have. And I do have like some small ones. I think I might have one, and I'll show you that as well. And I'll probably do like a wine video of all of my wine gadgets, just so you all can see the different things that I've used, because I still have the one that is Bluetooth that I absolutely love, but I don't use it that frequently. But yeah, so you want to make sure with your red wines you're aerating them, because everything will settle, and you want to make sure that you're tasting and taking in all the flavors that that wine has to give. So let's go ahead and do one more sip, because this is good. I might have to cut this video like right now. No, I'm just joking. This is a good wine. I really feel like if you are a Cabernet Sauvignon or a Pinot Grigio, I mean not Pinot Grigio, a Pinot Noir lover, you're definitely going to love this Vin Voulais. This was their, I believe, their May wine of the month, but typically for the most part, they normally keep these in rotation. Again, like I said, I will leave the link to this wine for Cooper's Hawk. So if you don't have one in your area, you can at least see if they ship it out to your residence. All right, you guys, so that is the end of today's Winedown Wednesday video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that you were able to, you know, go to your local Cooper's Hawk before you watch this video to grab this wine. If, like I said, if you're not able to grab it, you know, and sip it with me while you watch, you know, see if they have it available for shipping. Most places nowadays, especially after COVID, they got into shipping the wine and they saw how profitable it was. A lot of companies kept that in place. So make sure you check that out. Also, if you are a wine lover, I highly recommend, and you want to be able to try different wines, I definitely recommend that you do their wine tastings. Cooper's Hawk do have their regular, and then they have their Luxe wine tasting, and it allows you to taste all of their wines that they have in their restaurant. Typically they have a list of the wines that they pick for that month, but if you have a wine pourer that is cool, you can substitute out with any of the wines that's on the opposite side of that wine list for that month. Also, they do have an amazing membership. So if you're one that wants to start to grow your wine fridge, cellar, or just your, you know, your wine, your collection, your wine collection, Cooper's Hawk is good, because you can do a 1 bottle, 2 bottle, or 3 bottle membership, and you can let the bottles carry over from month to month. I'm not sponsored by Cooper's Hawk. They're not paying me to say this. I just love Cooper's Hawk. I love their wine and I love their food. So Cooper's Hawk, if you're watching, holla at your girl. But but on the real, I really like their memberships, because it gives you the opportunity to be able to have access to wines that may not be in your local stores. It's only exclusive to Cooper's Hawk. And who doesn't like to be exclusive and extra? Okay, because everything is Gucci. I'm going to kill y'all with the Gucci. But no, in all honesty, the one thing that I used to do with my membership, I put it on hold, because if y'all been watching my vlogs, I'm in budget season, saving season, so I had to cut back a couple of things. Plus, I've been traveling, so I really haven't been, you know, going out and getting, you know, food and stuff. I'm sorry. I haven't really been going out as frequently as I usually do, so it was just like they gave you the option to pause it, and I like that. That way, they will automatically pick it back up on the date that I tell them. Or you can just simply cancel it, and there's no penalties. But I like the membership. I used to like to roll over my bottles, and then once I had maybe like 5 to 7 bottles, I would get 3 to bring them home. But I will always make sure that I would keep 2 bottles carried over, because if I went out with my friends, I would have a bottle that I can host at the table. So I would let my friends that were with me decide which bottle of wine that they wanted to drink, and then I would do that. Also, with the Cooper's Hawk membership, you get birthday rewards. So if you sign yourself up and your significant other, you get birthday rewards for both persons. Even if your significant other don't drink wine, you can still put them on there and get that $15 off, okay? Listen, all about finding ways to save. And then also, every time you go and you give them your membership number or your cell phone number that's connected, you'll earn points that'll go towards additional rewards that you can redeem for your meals or either for your wine. So that's my little non-sponsored Cooper's Hawk spill for you all today. So if you have enjoyed today's video, make sure you go ahead and give this video a big old thumbs up, and as well, make sure you click that subscribe button and the notification bell so you never miss any of my videos. So I'm going to go ahead and go and enjoy the rest of this wine. And as I always say at the end of my videos, when you're drinking wine, it's not just about drinking it because it's a trend or it's the thing to do. It's because it is going to always be an experience in a glass. So I hope you enjoyed. So until next time, loves, peace.